In response to a media question about the decline in travel from Canada, U.S. President Trump said, it's not a big deal. Frederick, what happens if this decline lasts well into his term?
I think, unfortunately, the decline is going to last because, we were just talking about the tariffs. It's not just a matter of tariffs. It's a matter of reputation. And the reputation of the U.S. has been damaged, and I think it's going to be for a long time, unfortunately. And it's not coming from Canada only. We know that the reputation has been affected in Europe as well, in some other countries. So we see all the travel and tourism trends going down towards going to the United States. So it will affect, maybe it won't affect Mr. Trump and the overall economy of the United States, but it will affect some states for sure. If you think about Florida, if you think about Arizona, if you think about some of the border states, they will be very much affected, a lot more than the overall U.S. economy.
Amy, I want to get your take on that. Those comments, it's not a big deal. I imagine you have some other thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think it speaks to the importance of telling our story around tourism. And what people probably don't know is that Canadians outspend Americans in the U.S. significantly. Canadians spend about $20 billion in the U.S. Compared to 13 that Americans spend in Canada. So there is a spending deficit there. But as others have said, it's important to continue to tell that story with legislators and decision makers, which we do in Canada, but especially in those border states, which are going to be hit really hard.
Tanya, your thoughts on those comments?
I have very strong thoughts on that. It is a big deal. It is a big deal to these rural border communities that rely on cross-border traffic. It's important to our small-town prosperity. And, it's important because we are so integrated on the border with our border towns on the other side. We've had shared traditions and shared events that we go to. In Sarnia and Port Huron, we would float down the river together. And then you're starting to disrupt this. And that's the heartbreaking part of all of this.
Terry, I want to get your take on that as well.
Well, I only agree with my colleagues here on the panel. The reputational image, our brand as a country that welcomes people from around the world is and will be damaged. So we have got a tremendous amount of work to do to try and restore that. There's no simple solution in how one goes about doing that, but we recognize how challenging this is.